Next up at UFC 297, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have Neil Magny taking on Mike Malott. Mike Malott, absolutely
It's
young,
Sorry, it's Malott.
good-looking. What?
It's Mike Malott. He's
No,
French.
I'm not doing the Canadian pronunciations. We got
Just fucking with you.
Mike Malott is at the young, good-looking, up-and-coming guy that the UFC is like, this might be our GSP. And they're putting him in this fight against an aging vet for a reason. They're trying to showcase this kid and build him up.
He's not a kid.
He actually is a little older than
He's 32
aging.
years old.
He's aging very well.
He's 32 years old. That's my big thing about this. Everyone always talks about like the young prospect Mike Malott.
Yeah, he's not young.
He's 32 years old. I mean,
well, he's meaningfully younger than both of us.
I mean, we're the same age.
You're not 32 years old.
I will.
You're
be.
also not 6 feet tall. These are just lies that you perpetuate.
I will be 32 years old, and
to
I
hopefully
guarantee
impress the three women.
If we were in,
Look, you see it. You see it.
No, if we were in low lighting, me and Mike Malott, you could not tell the difference. You could not tell a difference between me and Mike Malott, and possibly me and Neil Magny as well. I mean, honestly, he's a good-looking dude as well. So, if low light, you couldn't tell the difference between all three of us.
Sure. No, I'm with you. Anyway, we got Neil Magny, 28-11 overall, 2-3 in his last 5. He's alternating wins and losses, taking on Mike Malott, 5-0 in his last 5, 10-1 in his career. And all 10 of those wins are by stoppage. That is a Gabriel Bonfim style PTSD record, but Mike Malott is dominating these people and winning by finish. Neil Magny, I mentioned, aging vet, but he is an incredibly well-rounded guy. He seems to be the UFC's go-to guy when they want to test a young up-and-comer, test a prospect, and see what they're going to get out of him. He's very tough. He's very experienced. He's skilled everywhere. Mostly, though, busy come-forward striker. He does have solid grappling as well, with an average of more than 2 takedowns per fight. He is 21-11. 21-11 overall. 21-11. I just keep repeating that because that is a ton of fights, and he has fought the who's who of the division.
Excuse me. Pete and Repeat were in a boat. Pete fell out. Who was left?
His last 3 losses were to Gilbert Burns, Shavkat Rakhmonov, and most recently Ian Gary on just 2 weeks' notice. He's taken on Mike Malott. This guy's a pretty well-rounded guy. Very nice loose striking style that allows him to box and kickbox comfortably. He's technically sound. He manages range really well. He does not have any specific background. He's this new age of just pure MMA fighter. He does have solid grappling skills, solid wrestling, and pretty much that's what you're going to get out of him. He's going to come forward, he'll strike a little bit, but then work in the grappling. He's got 4 fights in the UFC umbrella, 2 knockdowns, a knockout, and 3 submission wins. The most recent one was over Adam Fugit in the second round. And every time I see Neil Magny on a card, I immediately say, wow, this guy's really good. This is going to be a tough fight. He has beaten Anthony Pettis. He's beaten Robbie Lawler. He beat Jeff Neal. And those were all true statements at that time. But now we're several years removed from some of those wins. And the last few years have not been too kind to Neil Magny. Even his wins over Daniel Rodriguez and Philip Rowe, those were less of Neil Magny wins and more of losses from their opponents. Daniel Rodriguez gave that fight away. Phil Rowe gave that fight away. Like, Phil Rowe was making terrible decisions in that fight. Clearly winning striking exchanges, choosing to grab, made no sense. He gave that fight away. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because Neil Magny has fought some of the best in the world. He's beaten people almost exactly like this, right? They gave him Phil Rowe. He beat Phil Rowe. But I don't see that happening here. I think Mike Malott's... What are you doing? What?
Kind of said that he beat Anthony Pettis, but...
When he fought. I meant to say fought Anthony Pettis. Anyway.
Did he fight Anthony
No, he beat Anthony Pettis, dude.
He didn't
fucking
fight Anthony Pettis. Anthony Martin. He fought Ricky Martin.
No, he beat Anthony. Hold on.
Right.
I will look it up while you're talking.
I'm looking at it right now. So
let's see. Neil Magny.
He beat Frank Camacho.
Hold on. PETT.
He beat Tim Means.
Wait, are you on Tapology or UFC?
Sure Dog is my choice of.
All right, so maybe I'm wrong, which is few and far between. He did not fight Anthony Pettis. Shit. Anyway.
Did you mention that in your quick pick too? It's on the script.
No. I do think Mike Malott wins this fight, though. I think he's going to come forward. I think he'll get his takedowns. Gilbert Burns took down Neil Magny, no problem. And obviously Mike Malott is not on the Gilbert Burns level. But I do think Mike Malott's going to come forward.
Someone said that's an AI-generated fact. It's a chat GPT thing there.
But Neil, very good, very experienced, could squeak something out with some veteran savvy, but I think Mike Malott's going to get it done. We have not seen him in a war yet. I have that parlay, him and Jasmine. That was going to be the safety parlay. It is not, because I'm getting the Gabriel Bonfim vibes from Mike Malott. He's never been to a decision. Don't know what the hell that's going to look like if Neil stays tough, but Mike Malott's going to be the pick. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man. I just don't know how anyone at this level, and this isn't going to be like, it's going to be kind of disrespectful to Neil Magny, but not really, because the people that he's fighting in his career are top guys, right? I mean, he is there as like kind of the gatekeeper now. So everyone that he's fighting are really good fighters. None of these guys that he's fighting should lose to Neil Magny. They are better than Neil Magny. The only way that Neil Magny beats you is if you get into a clinch battle with Neil Magny. Why people keep doing it, I fucking don't know, Angelo. I sat here and pleaded with Phil Rowe. I said, Phil Rowe, if you just stand in front of him and Neil Magny will let you pressure him and he will put his back against the fence and he will just open arms, basically be like, please come into the clinch because this is where I fucking live. If you just keep your distance and you just fucking box him, you could put this guy out of here and get your fucking big win and be a dude in the UFC. What did Phil Rowe do? Had the pressure, got him against the fence, pop, 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 boxed him, had him hurt. Woohoo! Let me go in for a hug. He started hugging Neil Magny. All of a sudden, it's the second round. It's the third round. You're gassed, and Neil Magny won the fight. Mike Malott, don't hug this guy. Stay at distance. If you want to get a complete takedown and use grappling, that's fine. But the hugging against the fence, if you do that, he will hold you, he will grab you, he will wear you down, he will survive the first round, and then all of a sudden, as you mentioned, Angelo, not a lot of experience out of the first round. This guy, Mike Malott, will be in the second round with a savvy veteran, be a little bit gassed, and then what do you do when you're gassed, Angelo? You fucking just sit and you hug even more, and all of a sudden, Neil Magny has won this fight. So Mike Malott, just fucking smoke this dude like you should. Get out of the fucking clinch if he wants to. Get the fuck out of there. And fucking just smoke this dude. So he should win, but I mean, Neil Magny's done it before. So if he does it again, it's like he just baits people into these fucking just clinch battles. And he just squeaks out these decisions. But Mike Malott's the better fighter.
I agree. Here we go. So I went through Neil's record. I was wrong about Anthony Pettis.
It was a grappling match.
No. He has beaten, he has multiple champions, multiple UFC champions. Okay, here we go. He beat Hector Lombard. Hector Lombard, not a UFC champion, but one of the greatest Bellator champions.
And you're talking about 10 years ago at this point. Who gives a fuck?
I get it. That was what I said in the breakdown. Jesus,
that's what somebody said. Somebody on Twitter said it because I posted a poll on who should be lock of the week, and I didn't include Neil in the poll. And somebody was like, where is Neil's button in the poll? I said, I think it's back 5 years ago is where it's at.
He beat Johnny Hendricks, former welterweight champion of the world. Beat Carlos Condit, former welterweight champion of the world. Beat Robbie Lawler, former welterweight champion of the world. He beat 3 former welterweight champions and the greatest Bellator champion of all time. But to your point, that was a long time ago, and that's sort of what I was alluding to in the breakdown, that those days are behind him, and I do have it stuck in my head that he's still that guy. But he's not that old. How old is he? 36? He's not that old, but
that's pretty fucking
aging.
old.
I mean, we just watched Andrei Arlovski at 45 actually look okay.
Dude, I wish I wasn't, because that's another one that you mentioned, the Joseph Holmes thing. That was another guy that kind of snapped back at me was Waldo, and that's
yeah.
So I was very pro Waldo in my last breakdown for his fight thing, saying that he should smoke him, he's shown improvements and this, and then he goes in there and acts just like the Waldo that I fucking trashed in that first breakdown when he got all pissed off. This dude's a fucking clown, dude. Jesus Christ.
Well, anyway, both of us are on the Mike Malott side. Both of us pretty confident. $9,300. If you think Mike Malott is going to get that aging vet out of there, as he has in all of his 10 wins, he's going to be worth that $9,300. It's just that simple. If you think Neil Magny is going to hang tough, and this is not a Gilbert Burns type situation, then no. Fade the 9,300. I don't think Neil wins this fight, though, so I don't think that 69 is going to be worth it, even though that is some very good underdog money on a very, very accomplished veteran. If you want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the round line leans, and everything else from not just Jacob and I, but 8 total analysts, just go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 for an entire month's worth of picks, bets, insight, and tools. We have a $5 super chat from Max Blanco. He said, dono time. This is entertainment at its best. Well, Matthew, or Max, I don't know what the fuck I said, Matthew. Max, we appreciate you. Thank you very much for the $5. And we,
whoa. No, I have a bone to pick with this bitch. Max Blanco was a guy in the live stream, because you always hear, if you don't pay attention,
that was who I was watching live. It was him?
Yeah, that bitch. Because there's always these people that just run their mouths the entire live stream. I've hit this, and I've hit this, and I'm the man, and I haven't missed a bet. So what we do, get this thing off my screen.
I'm just showing, this dude's all love right now.
I know, I'm telling you right now. And maybe he didn't know. Maybe he moved on or whatever. But he was all, and I'll keep track of that. Live stream, I'll keep track. Who keeps saying that they're winning. So we'll get 4 or 5 deep. And what we do in live streams, we put somebody's name on the board. They give a bet to the chat, and we see if they're a winner or a loser. A lot of times, I'll call these people out. Okay, you've said you've hit 5 straight fucking bets. Guess what? Give us a bet right now. And 95% of the time, they give us a bet, it fucking loses. So Max Blanco was in there in all caps. I'm doing the best. So I said, Max Blanco, this next fight, give us a fucking bet to put on the board. What do you got for us? Chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp. It was crickets. Guy never showed up ever again to give us a chat bet. So we appreciate the $5 donation. We appreciate the support. And maybe you just happened to leave or whatever, but we were very disappointed on the stream that you did not give us a bet.
I heard you ranting and raving, but I didn't see
it really pissed me off. You're like, where's Max at?
I heard all of that. I didn't know what led up to it, but thanks for the $5, Max. Sorry that Jacob treats you that way. $4.99 from Siggy. Siggy said he needs premium to hit this week because he got clapped on Wild Card Weekend. That sucks. Sorry about that, Siggy. If you were a premium member last week, which hopefully you were, that should have made up for whatever football bets you had going on. Thank you very much for the $4.99. Let's go ahead and break down this next fight. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.